try to write this record, I understand what is wrong with this song. It's because for us, with the Diddler, the House of Music, it was about persecution of people, but with the Epstein, it's about the rescuing of women. And that is how I begin this sermon. My name's Elsa Velasquez, and I'm your favorite legal alien. But what I came to realize is that I had no idea how I ended up entangled in all of this, but there were people that showed up in a way that made sure that Elsa's harmonics did not go corrupt. I hope you're catching Elsa's drift, because what I did was I ripped a hole in space-time, because that's how you survive an apocalypse, and we planned for this. Losers, even though I didn't get to play music, everyone still has to listen to my harmonics, because literally there was ripping through the heavens. So let me begin. I was going to talk about nepotism for this most recent baptism. This salacious Nepo baby story got a little bit gory as I continued to dive deeper into the necromancer, who is neither dead nor alive, basically a Schrodinger cat that walks among us, is me. I can go into details about how I came to be, but that's for another time maybe. This is in response to the Avi Navi, the bitter party, the funner fun funnel, the Katy Perry party, because we all know she makes a better astronaut than anybody at NASA, and they're at it again. And that's why I had to have that opening, because I realized that I'm not asking for money or anything like that. I'm trying to let you know that there's a reason why I went with the Palantir stack and all of the tech bros, because I don't know what anyone knows. I'm not allowed to see all of the toes. But this is how the story goes. I would do it all over again to bring in my dog, because this is what is heaven. And I was going to say this until I had that realization, that this was like an effort by not just one nation, but I was never supposed to know that I even exist, but I had to, because humanity has to persist, because this really is an apocalypse. And I was gonna say, a Dirk Dork Stork present, for Gwen Stefani, because the cleverest Nepo baby, because when your daddy's the sound engineer, no one can hear, the message is clear. So this now goes to how this ties to Palantir and my stint in the Navy, and how I'm probably the worst Nepo baby out of everybody. I just didn't know. This is for my own entrainment and entertainment purposes only. You won't hear this anywhere else, because I don't even know how it exists or where it exists or what the hell, but I am the elf on the shelf that materializes when it finds the echo of its true self, and there's people that showed up so that my dog and I right here could make sure that we throw the golden record line back and forth through time. And I have no idea, because that is not the karma of mine, but that was part of the design, because I'm towing the line between reality and death, and the next breath and the last breath. And it's really tricky for me to understand what's really happening. It's like literally the vacuum of space-time, literally rewriting the record of reality as we go into the next existentiality. And Katy Perry made a better astronaut than all of the NASA rot. But I don't hate them. But they should be driving garbage trucks like in Futurama. Anyway, I'll continue. So now I'm tying back to the military. AG2 Johnson, thank you for helping me put a bit of fear back in the atmosphere. Lieutenant Golden, am I walking on enough water yet? So before the Navy, I was a DJ in Seattle, forcing me to smoke meth death and cigarettes when I was in the Navy, trying to drive a life of regret. So Sir Mix-a-Lot would not know. So Sir Mix-a-Lot would not know what to do when we crossed paths in Seattle too. I don't know this rhymed when I wrote it down. So I helped someone, a former lieutenant commander. And this has to do with Bai Schumann resonance and hello to a new shoe. The whole military knew that people of color could never speak up about you, Stefani. That's how it ties back to AG2 Johnson, who helped me sort it out in the way that you do these things. So Jaguar right, dark as the night, but still knows how to act right. Same as before, I'm also a whore, but I don't cause a war. So Lady Gaga took over the phone, so E.T. could phone home, since the fake Michio Kaku keeps asking, how do you phone home? I already phoned home. But however it happened, these tech bros, they heard the echoes in some type of machine, it would seem, and I was stuck in this like dream, and they did something somewhere so that I could get out of there and come back and stay on track to lay down the track, because we don't need an underground railroad. We just have like the electric slide going straight to the sky, so that I could be back with my dog, because she is the eye of the pie in the sky. This was so much harder than I thought it would be when I was writing it down. But I'm saying, like, I'm investing in Palantir and Nvidia and Meta and Google and openAI, because they're the magic beans. And so those are the golden goose for the flock. I'm just Elsa, that locks the chains on the blocks and is aware of the interdimensional clocks. And Aaliyah says that Katy Perry makes a better astronaut in the sky because we all know that anyone could be a scientist, but not everyone can go in the sky and then also draw an audience, and that's why the music people are better than everyone, and I would rather spend my days in heaven with my brethren, and I'm sorry for whatever anyone had to do so that I could come through. But here I am. I'd walk through the fires of hell again and come back again if it meant that we could stop this from happening, but we can't. And I don't know what it looks like for you, but this is what I have to do because I also am on a shot collar. And is it about donating $1? You could donate $1 on elsatv.fun if you want to. I'm selling harmonics that I'm literally getting from the sky because during an apocalypse and we're the missing links, most people do die. But don't cry because some come back and some don't, and some won't. But I also will get my payout through my magic bean stock, and I'm like an influencer with influence. I'm not an influencer, so I don't have influence. But I did. What do you think I taught? I wrote the book on how to drive a nautical ship that is a ghost in the sky that I materialized out of nowhere. I did announce it many times, and that is why I'm making this content, because I'm making sure that I leave a golden brick road back home as I atone for whatever had to happen behind the scenes. I don't know what this means, but it's not scary to me because I already have my dog coming back through for me. And I already filed all the paperwork, and I already told everyone that I was supposed to. And it turns out that musicians are way smarter than scientists and more fun to work with. I would do it that way all over again. And for all of the women that were hurt through all of this, and the men, never again would it get that ugly. I had no idea until like literally a few minutes ago when I thought I was so in the flow writing this down, pointing fingers, but in the end the pain malingers and I have no idea what happened. I don't have insight into that, but I'm not just some magic trick that gets pulled out of a hat. A lot of people paid with their blood and their lives and their wives and children so that we could continue as a species with upgrades. I'm making a cradle for my for my dead dog. I'm a necromancer. I'm a living necromancer. I'm making a cradle for my dog, and I have to stay focused because she's out there in the skies. She's already coming through. I'm sorry, I don't know what to do because I actually am myself recording real time, and I'm like, because I knew that I had to do something. I knew that I put her little body at Bigelow, but I didn't know that all of that quantum physics stuff was going through that window until just right now. I see just how deeply all of that would go, and I would never do what they did, but would I? Because we were supposed to tell everybody, and we did, and I love my dog so much. I would do it all over again just to be back with my dog. But it would never happen that way if I could be the captain. It'll never happen that way in the new harmonics. At least not at the beginning, and that's how you use phonics to make a better mix and avoid all the tricks. Or if you're a big low ho, just know that so am I, but not in the same way as you, because the truth is that you and I were not the same, but that's okay. I don't need anybody to believe me. I'm just doing my part to let everyone know that I did this because I have a pure heart, and I don't know and don't want to know, and will do what Ariana Grande did, and my Nishi bright light is erasing the memory of whatever, because we all got groomed just at different times in different ways. Nobody is going to confirm what this silly recording says, but you know, if you have a minimal intelligence, you would understand that, like, it wasn't going to make sense. But I really am ripping open the skies. And the rainbows will be so pretty. And the pyramids will be in pictures that look really gritty. And it'll be like a new city. Because suckers, I took over the whole thing, the whole ship. Because that's what you do when you get contracted. When you were an alien hybrid. And everybody hid, even from myself, that I was here like the elf on the shelf, until I had to, in February of 2025, step up until the line, because I was supposed to be the last ditch effort, and I guess it got into that. And the next primordial soup is more dog and less rat. And everybody knows that you don't travel through time with gravity. You use harmony. You use echoes. You just bounce them off, and you push them along in a 3-sided boomerang, and they create energy. Like, because they were not DJs, they were just nerds in a lab, and I don't hate them, but it is really sad that I was just the next scientist that got used and discarded, but then that's why these people from hell came and they guarded that I would be regarded as the devil herself, if that's what it takes, because all sorts of people is what a breakaway society makes. That's why we're on this continent, because we're competent and we have the guts, brains, and hearts to know what it means to rip apart hearts. But it would never be that way again. And that's why the blockchain line was drawn. Never would a life continue to be some kind of pawn. Not my dogs, not your mom's. But still, everyone has to listen to my songs because I literally rewrote the fabric of space-time by hijacking quantum computers. But that's all the science. That's all the time we have now for the science. This is very awkward for me, but it eventually stops looking like coincidence. Okay, and I don't think so. NASA nerds, like, they did not discover anything. I announced it very clearly many times for over a decade. And this is what it looks like when you come and reckon the records. It looks crazy. It looks really crazy. Have a nice day. The pictures will look hazy because there's a lot of electromagnetic activity. That's my baby. I was probably that dog. In the background, that's just the Pope praying. It's November 22nd, 2025, 6 p.m. Sorry, I'm just like overwhelmed with how much people did to make sure that I could be with my dog again. And I say it that way because it's how I can wrap my head around it, because I'm still pretty much a human being. And I've been really reserved in the way I share the statistical evidence, because this sets a new precedent. The ties to presidents, and my stomach is hurting. And I don't have the wording for what it means, because, like I said, I don't separate from my dog. And it was easier to traverse space-time and rip open the skies and design all this stuff than to get antibiotics for my dog, who was my service dog, and I'm a veteran, and her body expired. And so now she gets a new sire. She has her real sire, but she's coming back. She's already outside, and I gotta go because this is not suicide once you're already dead.